Yeah, here's some. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do find these messages to be so. I mean, are they entertaining? They're not really. They're not really. And yet, you know, it's a good example of harassment and the sort of people who are interested in harassment. And again, oh, I've got a new one now. Here's Skip. Skip's written to me several more times, and all I have done is just, you know, mark him as spam and then just remove him and put it in the trash. You know, you can tell. And it's just. I mean, he's really obnoxious. You can see he knows exactly what's going on. You know, it's just, these are just really, really awful people that write to me all the time. Let's see, Lee, don't kill yourself with pills. You'll become trapped inside your own body for hours and hours before you actually die. And the bag thing, no, that will be too painful. Besides, read my last message. Could you read some Zoxum messages? I think it's fun to hear your response to his comments. Zoxum actually has stopped writing to me. Apparently he got the hint and you did not. Lena, don't kill yourself. Wouldn't it be nice to have someone to call on the phone? Yes, not you. If you kill yourself, I'm pretty sure I'd die of boredom without your vid, so you'd be responsible for that. But seriously, your life is pretty good compared to other people's, including mine. Really? If you only get $800 a month, how do you afford the $1,400 minimum rent that is advertised on the Braintree Village apartment website? I have a voucher. Do you know Hebrew? Did you go to Hebrew school? I used to date a Czech that went to Hebrew school and could speak and write it. No, I did not go to Hebrew school. No, I said I did go to Hebrew school, but I didn't really learn Hebrew. I didn't really learn Hebrew. You know, it's easier to cook pancakes on a stainless steel frying pan that they cost like $100 or more. It's more easy on them because it's easier to tell when they're ready to be flipped. If you need any cooking advice, you should message me because I'm a great cook. Yeah, I'm starting to. I mean, Skip, his tone, right, is a little bit less just totally oppressive and abusive than Zoxum's was, and yet he, in his own way, is incredibly obnoxious and disgusting. See, here he is. He's asking me questions about my finances, then he's telling me I should buy another pan. And here's this guy. Here's this new guy. This is hilarious, right? Okay, ready. So you've been pulling this. Oh, I'm a crazy paranoid schizo routine. No, I haven't. For a while, collecting big bucks from the government. I would not call it $800 a month big bucks, to be honest with you. And getting a free apartment in a nice area. Did you? All right, I'm going to just leave that alone. And then you completely screw it up by housing the management. I mean, the things that people say and getting thrown out. I, as far as I know, I'm not being thrown out. It seems like I'm going to be able to, hopefully I'm going to be able to settle out of court. That's what the lawyer said the last time that there was any sort of discussion of it. We're going to do a mutual termination of the lease, and hopefully they'll get a good reference and all those things. Why mess with a good thing? Because it wasn't a good thing. I was being harassed the entire time and totally abused, and there's cameras here. It's awful. You don't actually believe your own crazy BS, do you? I mean, it's pretty entertaining watching you do the act on YouTube, but you don't really think Obama and Zac Efron give a flying fuck about you, do you? No, I do not think Obama and Zac Efron give a flying fuck about me. I don't think any of those people do. No, of course you don't otherwise, or you really would be totally nuts. If you're going to threaten suicide every day, make sure you get some decent drugs out of it. That's what I do. Even if you don't take them, you can sell them to other people. I've never done that, of course. Of course I'd never done that. And as far as psychiatric medication is concerned, it's really not that pleasant. It's really not that pleasant. I mean, there's, I think probably the street value of what I'm taking, is not that high, and I was very deliberate about that. I mean, I was very adamant that I was not going to take something that was addictive, that it was a controlled substance. Controlled substance being like, Klonopin, some stuff like that. I just said I don't want to take. I want something. I do not want to take something that's physically addictive that way. So, I mean, the street value of what I have is not very high, and also, I've never done anything illegal with drugs ever. It's just like, I would say, I mean, I look at this and I'm like, there's probably a lot of people who are, interested in, who express this towards me. And as far as my being a crazy paranoid schizo, I get all this stuff. I get dragged out to the hospital. People are openly calling me crazy, like basically to my face. The whole eviction thing was based on the idea that everything that was definitely happening here was just my delusion. So no, it's got nothing to do with getting something for nothing. You pay a price. You pay a price for being willing to have somebody identify you as mentally ill so that you can get something from it. And I never expected to get an apartment. I never expected to get a voucher. I mean, the only thing I was hoping to be able to do, I was homeless for 2 years, and the only thing I was just getting more and more just like, worn out by the whole thing. It was horrible. My physical health was declining. My mental health was definitely declining. So, I went somewhere, I said, I'm having a lot of problems, and it's just, mostly just my emotional resources being just totally overtaken by it. And all I ever hoped to do was get kind of more stable, like transitional housing, and I had to go through DMH to be able to be eligible for one of their psychiatric homeless shelters, but then they asked me to sign up with another agency that works with them to serve their clients, and then I got a phone call that there's a voucher available, which I never expected to get, which I also was wary of because I knew that exactly what has happened was the sort of thing that was likely to happen. You know, it's six at least I wasn't homeless for 6 months. You know, even I have to think about it that way, because homelessness is it's just brutal. It's incredibly stressful and awful to be brutal. And the first couple months I was here, I was basically just kind of recuperating from that, although that was difficult to do because of how badly I've been treated here. You know, so really you have no idea what you're talking about. But I do appreciate, you know, you putting these last couple of lines here, you know, and totally, I would hope, totally destroying your credibility to anyone who was like liking what you were having to say up until then.